When is your notebook check due? Tonight at 11:59 p.m. I already told you I can still take it Monday, but it's going to be for a late grade because you've known about this all week. So if you need to get some stuff together in your notebook and you need to fix it this weekend and send it to me on Monday, that's fine. What happens if you try to give it to me after Monday?
You're gonna get it
0, because when are my grades due? They're due Tuesday morning. Like when I get here Tuesday, I have to finalize grades, turn them in. Okay? So notebook check is due tonight. If you need an extension, all you gotta do is ask me. I'm gonna leave it open until Monday. So today, page 21, I did print off the notes. If you do not have a printer, I will go through like I did yesterday and tell you what you need to write in your notebook, okay? But today we're talking about correlations. And I'm gonna call it correlation coefficients and linear regression. So I'm gonna pause and give y'all a second to copy that. All right, so again, I printed the notes for today. If you do not have access to a printer and can't print them, I will tell you what all you need to write, all right? But this title, these words should look familiar. We learned yesterday correlation coefficient, and I know all y'all about to stare at me. Look at your vocab, flip in your notebook to your vocab. Jay's got me. I see it. I see the yellow. There we go. What word did we underline as a synonym for correlation coefficient? R value. Your correlation coefficient, we're going to talk about it today, is the R value. Remember, correlation just means relationship, right? So that's why they use an R. What does linear regression mean? Look at your vocab. What was our synonym for regression? Line of best fit. So we're talking about R values, how strong a relationship is, and the line of best fit today. That's all we're talking about. Okay? Questions? All right, so I have the notes printed. I'm going to go ahead and get that sheet out. So if you are writing or copying, this is what I need you to write down. That is not a highlighter, Miss Poole, that's a marker. Let's try again. Correlation coefficient is the R value that represents the strength and direction. That's all I need you to write. It's the R value that represents the strength and direction. You don't really need the other stuff because we're going to draw a picture. So the R value that represents the strength and direction of a given correlation. So everybody's going to draw this with me. We're going to make a little number line that goes from 0 to 1. So if we count by quarters, when you think about correlation coefficient, correlation kind of sounds like quarter. Don't lie and say, no, it doesn't. Just go with me. I know I'm reaching a little bit here today. Okay, but we're going to think about quarters. So what comes after no money? How much is 1 quarter worth? 25 cents. How much is 2 quarters worth? 50 cents. Come on now, y'all. Y'all know how much a quarter is worth. And 3 quarters is worth 75, right? Sure, you know that. 3 quarters is 75 cents. Talking about something, sure. When we talk about how strong a correlation is, we're going to pretend we are at McDonald's looking at the menu. I told you I'm getting really corny today. Every year I've taught this. If I don't teach the McDonald's way, y'all got no idea what's going on. I've tried it. I've tried it several times. We're going to go to McDonald's. I taught your sister McDonald's. That's the one thing she still remembers. Okay? We're going to McDonald's. Let's talk about it. If you have less than a quarter, can you get anything from McDonald's? No, you can't even get a flipping cup of ice. A cup of ice is a quarter, which is ridiculous because it's literally frozen water, but okay. You can't get crap. So that is no correlation. If they tell you the R value is less than a quarter, that is no correlation. You can't get nothing. Oh, you can. So back in the day, McDonald's used to have at least the gumball machine. I mean, if all you had was a quarter, at least you could get a gumball, right? I know that ain't gonna fill you up much, but I mean, it's something. So if you can get at least a gumball or at least a cup of ice, it's not gonna fill you up a lot, but can't you still get something? So what do you think we call this interval? Weak correlation. There we go. You can't get much, but you can get a little bit. So if it's in between 25 cents and 50 cents, it's going to be weak. Is everybody okay? All right. Now, last semester when I taught this, they told me McDonald's had to up their prices. I had no idea. You used, and I think you still can, but I'm not sure. You used to be able to get a hash brown for like 60-some cents. Anybody know? Okay, well, you used to be able to. You also used to be able to get a little ice cream cone for like 58 cents. So if I can get me a hash brown or an ice cream cone or something, it's not a strong correlation because it's not going to fill me up a bunch, but it's also not weak. So it's what, Amaya?
Moderate.
Moderate. Good job. A moderate correlation. Now, the closer you get to $1, doesn't McDonald's have that dollar menu? Not anymore. It's called a value menu. It used to be literally a dollar menu, okay? The closer you get to $1, what kind of correlation are we going to call that?
Strong.
Strong. Not positive, just strong. That's how I want you to remember the strength. Look at the R. If it's 0 to 25 cents, that's none. If it's 25 cents to 50 cents, that's weak. 50 cents to 75, moderate. Above 75, that's going to be strong, okay? Now, I want to go with what he said because he led us right into the next thing. How will you know if it's positive or negative? What made it positive or negative yesterday? Yeah, look at the points. If the points are going up, then it's positive. If the points are going down, then it's negative. I shouldn't have to teach you about that part because we learned that yesterday, okay? So let's jump right into our examples. This is the first part of notes today. This is the first half of your homework, first 3 problems. Look at example A. So my people at home, you do not have to write the graphs. What I want you guys to write at home are the R values. So I'm going to actually give them a second to look at the R values. That was where me and you were picking on our fingernails at the same time. So people at home, you do not have to draw the graphs. Just write down each R value, and we're going to do each one. So I want everybody to look at example A. You with me, Skyla? Okay, look at the R value for A. Is it positive or negative?
Negative.
So we know it's a negative correlation. That means the points are going down. And if you didn't, look at the picture. The points are going down, right? All right, so for A, we know it's negative. So I want you to write negative. Now, this is a perfect example of what y'all asked me yesterday. So I'm going to cover this number for a second. If we look at this graph, to me, it looks weak. But to some other people, it could look what? Moderate, not strong. Strong is like this. They'll be really, really close together. To some other people, they might be like, well, Miss Poole, I think that's moderate. So how do you know which one it is just by looking at the picture? Do you know exactly what it is? No. So y'all look, this is why they give you this R value, 62 cents. Look at your number line we drew together. 62 cents. Is that weak, moderate, strong? What is it? Moderate, 62 cents. That's less than 75. So does everybody agree this is a moderate negative correlation? This is the first half of the notes today. Moderate, negative. Are y'all okay with that? All right. Everybody look at B. What two things can y'all tell me about B? Because remember, you got to tell me both. You got to tell me the direction and the strength.
Positive, strong.
Oh, who was that Gwyneth? Good job. Look at B. The points are going up. So she said it was positive. And then look at your money, 93 cents. What is that? Strong. Very good. I agree. Positive. And it's strong. Now, do you guys notice how I switched the order up? Does everybody see that? Chandler, don't fall asleep. I'll throw a marker at you. I don't care which order you put them in, but you have to tell me the direction and you have to tell me the strength. If you don't tell me both, I can't give you full credit. Remember we talked about yesterday, it's like a first and a last name. Y'all have two Jasmines in your class. You also have two people who like to go by Jay. You also have two people who like to go by Trey. I need a first and last name so I know who's who. All right? What about C?
Weak.
Yeah, okay, look. I heard good stuff. If you look at the graph, this looks like a big fat 0. Now, just to be sure, let's go look at our money. That is 8 cents. If you look at 2 decimal places, 8 cents. That means you got a nickel and 3 pennies. You can't even get the Tootsie Rolls at the Arab gas station. You can't get nothing for 8 cents. And y'all know I'm right. You really can't. Them Tootsie Rolls are 10 cents. I be knowing. It's no correlation. 8 cents, you can't get anything that's between 0 and 25. That is no correlation. Do you guys feel like on your homework, you could look at an R value and tell me if it's strong, moderate, weak, none, and if it was positive or negative? I feel like this part is pretty basic. David, you said yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody at home have questions before I keep moving on? This is not the part that's going to take the most of our time today. Everybody's good? All right, I'm going to quiz y'all just to be sure. Here you go, pop quiz. Don't blurt it out. I will tell you when you're allowed to answer. You don't have to write it down unless you want to. I just want you to look. Is everybody ready? Are we sure? All right. Don't say it yet. If I tell you the R is negative 0.51, don't say it yet. There are 2 things you should be able to tell me. So remember, hang on. Remember, you should be able to tell me the direction. Is it going up or down? That should tell you if it's positive or negative. And you should be able to tell me the strength. So now I will take answers. Blurt them out.
Negative.
Negative. Moderate. Everybody look. That's more than 50 cents. So it's not weak anymore. It's right after 50. So this is a negative moderate. You can even abbreviate. I know what that means. That's fine with me. So we feel like we could do that on the homework. All right, let's keep trucking. People at home, you do not need to write these if you took your vocabulary yesterday. If you did not take your vocabulary yesterday, I do want you to write these 2 very quickly. Interpolation is a prediction made within the range of data. Extrapolation is a prediction made beyond the range of data. Hang on one second, baby. Let me get my online people good, and then I'll get questions from y'all. So my online people, copy those definitions if you did not yesterday. If you already have them, then you're good. We're going to wait and do examples when we get on the back side. So don't worry about these examples right here. So for the back side, everybody is going to have to take notes on this next part. And I'm going to be real honest, y'all don't have enough room on this worksheet. So we're all going to switch to our notebook, even if you're looking at the worksheet, okay? We got some steps to write. Then I'm going to do the first example, and y'all are just going to talk me through it. And then you guys are going to do the second example with me, okay? So this is what I need you to write. Steps for finding the, what do y'all think LOBF is?
Location of.
No, it's a vocab word. Thank you. Lord, Chandler looked at me like, why is nobody answering? Line of best fit. We just said earlier regression was line of best fit, right? Yes? All right, I'm just making sure. Y'all ain't answering. I'm talking to myself up here. It's very boring. Steps for finding the line of best fit. Step 1. I'm not kidding. We're going to www.desmos.com. That's what we're going to use as our calculator. How many of your middle school teachers use these? They suck.
We had the black.
S-U-C-K suck. What'd you say?
We had the TI black ones.
Oh, those are bad too. They all suck. Look how small the screen is. And half the time the screen is cracked and it's just like, it's so hard to see stuff. Desmos is a free, sing it with me, F-R-E-E, that spells free, creditreport.com, baby. Y'all seen that commercial? It's because y'all are young. It's okay. I'll show it to you later if we got time. Desmos is free. You can get to it on your phone, your computer, your tablet, anything. And it's in color and it's touchscreen. So it's like so much easier to use and see. Okay? Everybody with me? So we're going to go to desmos.com. Step 2, we're going to click the plus sign and add a table. Step 3. We're going to type the data they give us into the table. Very basic steps, but I want you to write them down so you can use them on your test. This is the one thing y'all have to remember, so I'm boxing it because it's the most important thing. After you put your data in the table, we'll talk about why it looks the way it does. You're going to type Y1 squiggle. I call it a squiggle. Don't make fun of me. It's a squiggle. MX1 plus B. Now, while y'all are writing, I am going to ask, what does that look like?
Y equals mx plus b.
Yeah. For a line, right? It looks like the equation for a line. It looks like y equals mx plus b. Just instead of an equals, there's a squiggle, and there's a 1 with the y and the x. That's it. That's the only difference. We'll talk about why it looks that way in a minute. In step 5, you should be able to write your equation for the line of best fit. And I put boxes because what Desmos is going to do, it's going to give you the M and it's going to give you the B. All you got to do is plug them in. That's it. So does it sound like we're going to be really doing any math?
No.
No, Desmos is going to do it for you. You just have to know what to tell it to find. So since we're trying to find the line of best fit, you have to put in the equation for a line. But that's it. Desmos is going to do everything else. It is my recommendation if you are at home to just watch. I would not waste my time copying this table down. You can do it for example too. I just want y'all to participate, answer the questions, and watch for the first one, okay? All right, what's step one? What we just write?
Go to Desmos.
Dang, thank you. Some of them don't know what a number one looks like. Oh, hello, she got angry. There we go. Oh, look, it's the first thing on my computer because I go there so flipping much. Y'all ready? www.desmos.com. Is everybody good? Now you're going to click graphing calculator because that's what we're trying to do. You're not doing it yet. Everybody's watching with me. You good? That spray bottle's like right in my line of vision of you. All right. What do I do now?
Click plus sign and add a table.
Good. Click the plus sign and add a, there she is. Add a table right there. Pay attention. Thank you. Add a table. What is step 3?
Type the data in the table.
Type the data in the table. Now, my people at home, Jasmine, I know you said you printed this. The rest of you may not have the table. It's okay. I'm going to type it in. Do y'all trust me to type it in? Y'all trust me? Now, listen. Y'all know I got the ADHD. You better check behind me. Because if y'all wait till I'm done to be like, you typed something in wrong, I'm going to be pissed. All right? What? Check behind me. I'm dead serious because I always be typing stuff in wrong. No, I didn't. Look at your table. Look at your table on the yellow sheet, boo. I knew I didn't mess up. I ain't messed up yet, right? Okay. It doesn't always go in order. You got to type in whatever they give you. Y'all about gave me an anxiety attack already. 8:15, 8, 9, 7. Okay. Did I type it in right? Did y'all check behind me? Okay. Y'all sounded so enthused. Yes. All right. What do I do next? What's step 4?
Click in a new box and type.
No. You skipped a whole sentence before that. Click in a new box. So I want y'all to look. I'm going to click and drag this so you can see. See how this says box 1? Do y'all see how below it says box 2? And you see how my cursor changed to a little pointy thing? Click down there. Now, Skylar, what do I type in? That's not a comma. What is that? Y? Nope, you're forgetting something. Thank you. Listen, everybody look, this is the new thing. Do y'all see how the table says Y1? Let me tell you why it says Y1. When you get to math 2 and math 3, you have to put more than one table in at a time. So when you guys get to math 2 next year, some of you going to be back in math 1. When we get to math 2, you might have to put in 2 tables. So then the reason it has a 1 there, it's telling you this is table 1. Next year, you might have X2 and Y2 because you might have 2 tables in there. So we have to type Y1. Now, you don't have to do anything crazy. You literally hit the Y and hit the 1. What comes next?
The squiggle.
The squiggle. Why do we think it's a squiggle? What's the squiggle mean in math? You should have learned this in middle school.
Equals.
It don't mean equals. Starts with an A. I'm just going to start doing the wave up here for y'all. Approximate. Did y'all not learn that?
Nope.
You know what the word estimate means? Okay, listen, when we're doing line of best fit, is the line always going to hit all the points perfectly?
No.
No, it's the line that best fits. Sometimes it won't even touch some of the points. We talked about that yesterday. That's okay. You try to draw the line through the middle to touch as many as you can. So because it's not going to touch all of them, we can't use an equal sign. You got to use a squiggle. So this just means Y approximately. What comes next? MX what?
1.
1 plus B. This is my favorite flipping thing. Did they tell you the M and the B? All you got to do is write it down. Curtis is so excited. Curtis, anytime I give you a table from here on out, you don't have to go find the table anymore, baby. You can come put it in Desmos. Are y'all mad at me?
No.
Because I didn't show this to you for the last test? Usually kids are pissed. It's okay. You'll get over it. You can put the table in Desmos. It'll tell you the M and the B. So look at your paper. A says approximate the equation of the line of best fit. What that means, and I'm going to answer my questions up here with y'all. It means tell me the equation of the line of best fit. So for A, what are we going to write? Y equals what? What's the M?
71.
Good. 2 decimal places is what it says on the paper. So we're going to put 27.13. Y'all need to be writing this. What y'all looking at? There we go. Yes, boo. Now that's the M. What comes after M in our line equation? X. If you forget the X, I hate to break it to you, it's wrong. It should say MX plus, what's my B? 701.5. Wasn't that so nice? Everybody should say yes. Now, before I answer your question, I do want to talk about this. You know what's really nice? Having technology to use this, because I'm not even that old. We didn't have these when I was in school, and we definitely didn't have Desmos. It wasn't a thing yet. So we had to graph this ish by hand. That base starts at 701. Are y'all trying to do that?
No.
So y'all better be grateful for this technology you got. All right, questions before I move on. All right, part B. Can somebody read to me what B says? Not everybody at once. What does B say? Look at your yellow paper. There we go. What's B say? Thank you, Amaya. Dang, I think the rest of them can't read. What does part B say? Approximate the correlation coefficient. Stop. What letter means the same thing as correlation coefficient? R. Everybody, did Desmos give us an R? Now, did somebody say R squared? Every year I got a kid that puts down the R squared. I'm like, nobody asked for that. The correlation coefficient is an R. You don't need the R squared till you get in Math 3, so don't even ask me what it's for. Not for you. Put down the R. What's the R value they gave me? Go ahead, read it. What is it? 0.9749. Now, do y'all see on part B, and I know some of the people at home, you don't have the worksheet, and that's okay. I'm telling you what it says. It says describe the correlation. If your R value is 97 cents, what are the 2 things I can say about this R right here?
It says.
I heard positive, which I love. There's no negative sign. And then I heard what? Strong. Good job, y'all. Excellent work. Positive, strong. Are y'all okay with that? That's all you got to put is positive, strong, right? R equals 0.9749, positive, strong. What does C say? Perfect. Hang on, stop there. Part C says which game has 785 people? Now, I'm going to switch my screen just for a second so my people at home can see this. Let's actually see if we can do this. I'm going to get this figured out for y'all. Maybe. People at home, what do y'all see?
Oh, yellow sheet of paper.
Just a yellow sheet of paper, or can you see my Desmos now as well?
I can see Desmos and the sheet.
Yes, they can see both. Great, this is fantastic. I can do this. Look at me being a problem solver. All right, look at part C. Which game has 785 people in attendance? If you read the question at the very top, the title, It says the table gives the number of people Y. So I'm telling you Y, Michael, stands for the number of people. Michael, why you got your eye closed like that? I got ADHD. You distracted me by doing that. Y is the number of people. So everybody look. When they ask you which game has 785 people, did I give you the X or the Y? Dang, listening is really hard. This is one of those days I wonder why I became a teacher. Because I just spent 2 minutes saying a whole sentence that nobody listened to. I'm so sad. If I wanted to be ignored, I could stay at home each day and talk to my dog. The table, listen again, because listening is not your strong suit today. The table gives the number of people. Yes, thank you, Amaya. You're the only one that said Wabu. Everybody else just staring like they ain't got the yellow sheet right in front of them. Y is the number of people. So if this question says, which game had 785 people, aren't I telling you that the Y is 785? People at home, do y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show y'all this cool thing that Desmos will do. I'm gonna move this just for a second. Can everybody see my screen? I know y'all can, I'm talking to them. That boy said yes. Jasmine, Gwyneth, David, Jayla, Malachi, Shia. Y'all can see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
all right, y'all look. Y'all see this little plus sign right here that I'm circling? I hope y'all are looking too. Don't y'all look away just because I didn't call your name. If you hit the plus sign, watch what happens. It's freaking magic. It just took me to all the points and the line of best fit. You can see everything. Now, what did I just tell y'all Y was equal to? 785. So everybody watch. I'm going to click in the third box. Let me move this so y'all can see. I'm going to click in box 3, and I'm going to type in Y equals 785. Do y'all see how it just graphed a red line? Where does the red line cross my line of best fit?
785.
Right. At 785, thank you, Gwyneth. You just told Desmos to find where our line hits 785. So that's what it did. So guys, the question says, which game has 785 people? Which game is it going to be? The X, which is what? No, 785 is not the X. Somebody help them.
3.078.
I can barely hear you, sweetie.
3,078.
Why are you saying 3,000? That's a period, not a comma.
3.
Oh, damn.
Oh, dang! Game 3. I know y'all ain't laughing. I said what game? Y'all said 785. The heck? That's the number of people. What game had 785 people? What are you going to put? Game 3. Don't you dare put 3.07. How you going to have 3.07 of a game? It's game 3. So let me pull up my ladybug for my people at home. You will write game 3. Now, we don't need Desmos for this next part, so here's what I'm going to do, maybe. Daggone, let me click and drag it. I hate technology. Here we go. Everybody look at what they asked. Is this interpolation or extrapolation? Is 785, I hope we're all watching, is 785 between 722 and 897? Yeah, it is. Yep, 785 is in between those. So which one of these is it then? Good job, y'all. Interpolation. Because, how did we know this? Because what? It's in between the numbers in the table. Good job. I'm going to put because it's in between table data. Very good job, Jay. So do y'all see, I told y'all yesterday that after today, you would understand interpolation, extrapolation. So does that make sense? Michael, you are not paying attention, sweetheart. You're going to struggle with this. Are you sure? Every time I look, you got your eyes crossed. All right. Interpolation because it's in between the numbers in the table. Does anybody at home have questions about that? Because a lot of y'all did not join yesterday, which is okay. But I want to make sure you all know that's interpolation because we are asking about something that's in between the numbers in our table. All right. Now, we're not even going to worry about D. I don't even care about D. Let's look at E. How many people attend the 16th game? When they gave me 16, is that the X or the Y? Go read your problem. Oh, they're smart. Okay. Y'all made up for just telling me that that was 3,078. And some of you saying it was the 785th game. Big yikes. If they give you the game, if you guys read the problem, it says attend each of the first 7 football games X. So the game is the X. If I'm telling you the X is 16, what do y'all think we can go do?
Put it in the Desmos.
Okay, I heard go to Desmos, and instead of Y equals 785, where do I want to look? When X equals 16. That's it. Good job, y'all. All right, when X is 16. Now, do y'all see how I can't really see it? This is the beautiful thing about Desmos. You can click and drag to different parts. So can we see the 16 now? Y'all see the red line right here? All right, so when you want to find where it hits 16, just click where they cross, and it pops up with the answer. So at the 16th game, let's try this again. My children who act like they can read. How many people are at the 16th game? 1,135. Do not tell me 0.6. How you gonna have 0.6 of a person? And don't tell me their arms and legs are cut off either, because they're still a whole person. I mean, that's the dumb kind of stuff my kids used to say, so I don't know. 1,135 people. Are y'all okay with that? Y'all see how I got it? Because I'm about to turn y'all loose in a second. I don't even think we're going to get to example 2. I just want y'all to try your homework. 1,135 people. Now, is this interpolation or extrapolation? Let's go look in our table. Is 16 in between the X's in my table? No. So if it's not in between them, which one is it? Extrapolation. Good, because it's not extra. Extrapolation, because, are y'all fine if I abbreviate and just say it's outside of the table? Y'all are okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna turn my camera back on. Do we feel like we can do these kinds of problems in Delta Math?
Yes.
Listen to me very carefully, because somebody's not going to listen and they're going to do it. And then they're going to be like, what? Delta Math. I hope we're listening. Delta Math has a calculator in it. And if you hit the show example button, I think I turned it off for these, but whatever. If you hit their show example button, it's going to show you how to do it in their calculator. It is way harder than just going to Desmos. I want you to use Desmos, because when y'all take your exam at the end of the year, and you hit the calculator in the top right button, guess where it takes you to? Desmos. So I want you using Desmos now, okay? You have 20 minutes to work on your homework assignment for today. The first 3 problems are those R values, and the last 3 problems are like this. My Zoom babies, I highly recommend staying on and doing it while you're up here in case you have questions, okay? Because I can share my screen with y'all.